Y'all can't even be high together. I never didn't like to see two people loving on each other high. He was feeling the vibes in the trees on mushrooms, talking about a song, and you started an argument with him in the middle of your trip together.
Yo, one time can I tell this story?
Well, I don't know what you're going to tell. So,
All right, one time me and Joe was tripping so hard.
first of all, that is the beginning of a good story every time.
Hey y'all, welcome on back in. I'm your girl, Zar Eleanor. I am joined by my beautiful husband today, Joseph Zar Conner. And you are back on the couch. Come on in, family. Take your shoes off. It's a rainy day. Do not be trekking that through my house, okay? My baby is out here. We ain't got no time. But come on in. Get comfortable. If you're new here, say hey. Hey, boo, hey. And today we're talking about Married at First Sight. You already know. But before we get into that, Joe, how are you feeling? What are you excited about in this next week?
I'm excited to
I
go
threw him
to
a curveball.
Yeah. He always do, y'all. Just so y'all know, like
he didn't expect me to ask him that.
But it never is. I'm excited for a break, okay? Because I've been working. They've been working. I've been really working. Like if y'all watch the other video, I see the job owe me money, like a tax return, and I believe that. I really mean that. Like I've been really working, and then I'm also in the process of starting this new project, Three Kings, and we really close to our first show. So that's been a lot.
Talk
of
about
work.
that more.
Check it out. If you don't know, it's because you don't follow us. So follow us at Intezar Eleanor, at Joe Conner 33,
And at Together, Joe Zar.
Zar. Three Kings is a new project, drum and DJ and guitar, with my guy Ryan Patrick from the rock band Otherwise, that y'all know I've been touring with a lot.
With DJ Cheney as well.
Yeah, our first event is December 6th, and at the Durango Casino in Las Vegas at Bel Air, which is a really poppin', hot, new lounge here in Las Vegas. And we are just coming up quick on that. So it's a lot of work on top of my Clark Kent situation. So I'm just excited for a break. We're going to Dallas this week, and I'm excited to not work for a couple of days.
I'm excited for you not to work.
Even though I'm going to have somebody from work there, so it still might turn into, but it might be a positive situation.
It might be a good thing.
So,
it might be a good thing. But I am excited for you not to work for a bit. I'm excited for you to not be on daddy duty at night.
Yeah.
Joe, a big part of helping me through postpartum is Joe has been letting me sleep at night. And when I tell you, I don't know if you feel like I've done a 180, but I feel like I'm so much easier to deal with. I do feel that way. I feel like I was very rigid. I was very mean. I was very like everything he did was like and now I feel like me being able to sleep through the night. I mean, obviously I get up when he get up anyway, and I know you feel like it's something small, but it's very big to me. We probably still gonna wake up every 4 hours.
I almost did when I was on my last work trip.
But it'll be nice just to be with us and maybe swing from the chandelier, get the sheets all dirty and filthy. It might be nice to do that. You know what I mean? Let's dig on in and talk about these people on Married at First Sight. I am hitting a wall with the women on this show.
And it's very weird.
And it's very weird because we are speaking to women. I speak to men and say that it ain't no good women out. It's not no good women. I don't want to say that. It's hard to find their person out here. And I speak with women who say that. And what's becoming clear is that it's almost like a ram and the horns are locked. Like nobody wants to give. You know what I mean? They don't want to give emotionally. They don't want to give financially. They don't want to give personality-wise. They don't want to give. And we are at a stalemate. And Joe and I are here and talking to you all in an effort to try to heal that.
But we can't ignore trends. Like somebody on Spotify, you can give comments on Spotify now too. So we got some shout out to the people who listen to us and watch our videos on Spotify. Shout out to you. And if you don't know, go over to Spotify and subscribe to The Conner's Couch on Spotify. we got a Spotify comment. It was like, oh, well, we only holding the women accountable. No, we holding everybody accountable, but the women are running amok. Something is wrong. It's a trend. Something is wrong. I don't know what the hell is going on, but something is wrong when we sit up here and we go, why is all the men's the adult in the room?
So let me say this. So you remember when, let me take a step back. You remember when Charlemagne was talking about the Republicans to Mehdi Hassan, and he said that the Democrats just need to come to the table because the Republicans ain't going to act right. No way. It ain't nothing y'all can do. The Republicans ain't going to act right. I do that. Okay? I do put the onus of some issues on women instead of men because I personally feel like women are the superior sex. And I do that.
But I don't do that. I'm just calling it.
You don't do that.
So when I see something that's weird, which it's only weird to me because I'm expecting the fuck ups in the room and the statistics to say that it's not going to be them. It's going to be Derek and it's going to be Pat. The statistics in my mind.
I knew it was going to be Pat. I knew it. What's the Chad? I knew it was going to be Chad.
Right. And so when I'm here and I'm like, oh no, but it's something, what's going on with Megan and what's going on with Rhonda and what's going on with Jalen and what's going on, it surprises me. I'm like, what the hell? Rhonda is a terrorist. And then Jalen is doing the same terrorist stuff that her mama is doing. That's a pattern to me. And so that makes me go, what's happening here? Like, you know what I mean? It's weird.
It's very weird. Let's start from the top. Let's start with Megan and Derek because they give absolutely nothing. I don't give a damn what nobody say. The only reason why Megan said, well, even if we aren't together, we could still have a baby. Only reason why she said that, she knows she's going to stay with that man. Okay? Please stop with the theatrics. I almost think they tell y'all to say that silly ass shit.
I don't. It's
theatrical.
I'm not going to lie. That's puzzling to me. I'm not, I wouldn't expect, if you asked me, if you did a blind reveal, and you said, who said this statement? 9 times out of 10, I would say, Derek said that. Oh, just because we having a baby don't mean we got to stay together, right? I'm surprised that it came from Megan. I also am not that surprised because y'all know I think that Derek trapped Megan. Okay,
you cannot trap a woman at 38 years old.
I think he was shooting up the club. I think he wanted to have a family at all costs, even with a woman who he just met 2 weeks ago. And I think he was doing all this big, to our comment that we talked about, I think he was doing all this big conversation, these big, how many kids? 3, 4, 5 kids.
Messing up the damn multiverse. messing up the timeline.
I think he was doing all that. And then when he found out she was pregnant, he was like, oh, you're pregnant? I didn't know that. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. So it's just a little weird. Their whole situation is a little weird because it's like chicken and the egg type situation. Like, who's Spider-Man who?
Yes, and I'm just kind of, I'm bored with Megan and Derek, and I think that's a good thing. I think that my boredom,
I agree with that,
is exactly what relationships look like.
Real relationships.
From the outside. You know what I mean? I'm not in it. For them, it's exciting and new, right? But from the outside, it looks boring. I'm like one of them singles like, oh, y'all ain't having fun. But they probably are having a blast.
They're probably having a blast. They look like a couple who's just getting ready for a baby.
They cleaning out their garage and you know what I mean?
It's wild because they just met yesterday.
It's
wild.
Insane. But you're an adult. What can we say? They're both 38 years old. It must have been time for them. They told her parents that they were having a baby. Oof. Awkward. Icky.
That was kind of awkward.
It made me feel good.
It was weird because I thought the mom was going to be like way more excited because the mom was busting it up with Derek. Y'all remember just a week ago, like,
she was performing for the cameras.
But she's performative. But I don't know her. So all I know is she was busting up with him just a week ago, like, oh, I hope I have a grandbaby by December. And now she's about to have a grandbaby by December.
So this episode opens up with them still on the retreat, the couple's retreat, okay?
Yes.
Brittany and Will are still talking about their feelings and not being emotionally connected, being emotionally connected. She's being needy. He's trying his best to show up in his way. And I am giving him grace, and I don't know why. I feel like the more I watch this, Brittany is asking for too fucking much.
And that's where I was about to land. Like, we all know that Will done made an ass of himself multiple times. Y'all say he on a spectrum, he don't understand, or he's just rude, or blah, 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 blah. We get all that. His flaws have been well documented. But Brittany has this loud insecurity that is adding to something that I wouldn't be surprised if it reared its ugly head in her past relationships that allowed her to sabotage her previous relationships, right? And now we're starting to see it.
And I think that there's this thing where, and I think we all do this in the beginning, right? Where we do our love languages and we understand it. Like, you need to love me the way that I want to be loved, right? But also there's this small part, it's like 30%, where you just have to receive love from someone the way 70% should be the way that you want to be loved. But 30% has to account for them being themselves giving you love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why the love languages can be a little iffy, right? It can't just be about how you're receiving it. Because sometimes that can nullify who that human is. It also has to be about how they're able to give you that in their way. I'm going to give you what you want, but it also still has to be in my way.
Because that is loving.
Yes.
You understand? Like, there's a personality trait almost in Zar's gene. They are feeders. They will feed you. I have never starved around this family, and I've been around them since I was 16, 15, right? The mama, the grandmama, the uncle, no matter where I am, no matter who house I am, I'm going to be fed. They are feeders, right? That's a part of them. Even if that's not my love language, which I love to eat, but even if that's not, to me, my love language, that's very loving. I'm going to make sure you eat, and the way that I know to show love is to feed. That doesn't, just because it's not the way you would have had them do it, doesn't make it not loving, right? And so that's what I think you're getting at, and I think that gets buried in the whole love language conversation.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, that's not my love language. It doesn't make it less loving. That's very loving.
And I think that he's trying to get there, but she is training him like a dog and not like a man. And y'all know I love the adage, smack a dog on his nose, put your face in the piss. However, you also have to take a step back and allow people to make mistakes. You just do.
1,000%.
And you can't police every single thing. And everything can't be a thing.
Do it my way.
But it also makes it so, your feelings become so big, he doesn't even have the opportunity to have a feeling about anything.
Right.
So if he did love you, or if he did feel a way, he like a Pat would feel a way about even expressing that to you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. 100%.
And I think although Brittany is meek and mild, she has a way of emotionally ballooning in a room.
Yeah.
That even how so y'all gonna fight me and tussle about this in the comments, but I'm gonna give you an example. A lot of times ballooning emotionally in a room doesn't look like rah. Yeah. Sometimes it looks like
Yes. Pouting, crying.
Oh, really? You would do that?
Yeah.
That's emotionally ballooning in a room. And y'all don't see it that way because a lot of y'all do that. And y'all want people to feel uncomfortable in spaces around y'all. That is not okay. That is not okay. And she does that a lot with him. And as a man, you got to praise in public and reprimand in private. Yeah. And if you want something from him, the way to get it ain't to embarrass him in front of people. 100%. And he seems like the type.
Yes.
That ain't gonna get me the way what you're doing all this performance is not gonna get what you want.
No,
it'll get you what you want today, but it ain't gonna get you what you want for the long run.
It might beget retaliation from his type.
Y'all said he on the spectrum. They like to mirror behaviors.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
So what are we saying, right? So
but y'all do a lot of defending of triggered traits, and we're going to talk about this later. But the whole Burning Man thing is because y'all are triggered. We'll talk about.
Not only are y'all triggered, y'all single. Because if you married, you heard what we said.
100%, and it was never about.
You knew it wasn't about Burning Man, 100%. But Y'all like to major in the minors, and that's why you at where you at. So, and that's just keeping it 100. You know what I mean? The other thing I don't like is that the other couples are not giving as much about their relationship as Will and Brittany does in these spaces. And the truth is, Jalen and Josh are struggling, probably more than everybody, if we're keeping it 100.
Yes.
They up there with Pat and Rhonda. You know what I mean?
And it's just not talked about because they quiet struggle. But they are at the bottom.
They are at the bottom.
They at the bottom. Ever since they never recovered from the social media thing.
And you got Jalen out here like, oh, just go and check on her. You know, all that shit is performative too. Yeah. Don't allow nobody to trick you out just by what you mean. We would have been laughing and giggling, and then we'd have got somewhere, and I'd have been like, motherfucker, if you don't ship up and shape out, which is funny. I'm saying all this, which is funny because we are also watching in tandem to this Married at First Sight UK. And they're the young black couple on that, and their names are escaping me right now. Please forgive me because I'm not watching it. Like, I'm taking notes on this. And she was annoyed. What's his name? I forget his name.
I don't know. Damani.
It's something close to that, though.
I don't know.
And he came into the thing, and he wasn't going to talk about what was going on at their honeymoon. She came in and said the exact opposite, and then was annoyed with him because he didn't share their
right. Because he was only saying positive things about her. This is the single world, bro. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't want. If a man want to take care of you, he need to know that you're independent. He shouldn't speak for you, Jalen. What the fuck? Y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all are nuts. Y'all are nuts, and y'all self-sabotage everything. Y'all don't want. If a man is doing too much for you, he's too masculine. He's overbearing. Yeah. He's love bombing. Y'all love the word love bombing.
I don't get it.
He's love bombing. If he show up with flowers and he loves you.
What should he be bombing? Hate? I don't understand love. I genuinely don't understand love bombing. Bomb me with love, okay? I'm a literal black cat. You have to bomb me with love because I'm only going to give this much love. You got to give me a lot of love so I can give you this much love. Ask Joe.
Motherfucker only got to say I love you, and then y'all be like, he's love bombing. Watch out, girl. Stop talking to y'all single friends because they are leading you wrong.
So Will and Brittany, it's Will's birthday. They hang out with his mom,
who's wonderful, by the way.
Wonderful.
Which also is a good sign. It's a good sign. Will got issues, but that's a good sign.
Very good sign because she was very clear. She was very much like, you know what I mean? Like, don't allow these moments to trick. She basically told him, don't allow these small moments to trick y'all out your spot. Y'all going to have tiffs. You're going to have this. You're going to have that. But you got to know to come together. And that it's okay. It's okay to be disagreeing and this and that. Just be a part of the process.
Yes. Because
what y'all don't know is that Married at First Sight is process, but marriage is a process.
Yes.
It is a process. We're all going through this. We all have decision days.
Yeah.
Hello? And then we wake up and choose our partner again. The problem is some of y'all is weak. Y'all need a little Pepto-Bismol because that tummy ain't right. Because you'll say no. When in truth, you could just fight it out. It's okay.
Which random, but what I do love about Married at First Sight UK now, I don't know if I loved it when it happened.
Okay.
But now, I think I like it that they make them have a decision day every week.
Oh.
Because that is tantamount philosophically to real life when we say you have to choose your spouse, right? We wake up, we choose our spouse, we choose to love, we choose to come back and work every day, right? That's basically what they're trying to depict.
Yes, like, you do. You choose your spouse every day.
But we want y'all to choose them every week. At the end of every Friday is decision day. I kind of fuck with that.
I kind of fuck with it too because it also takes the pressure off of decision day.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get in your mind that your marriage is just a series of small decisions to be together.
Yeah.
Small, very small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These aren't like massive. You are literally every day. Like people think when you leave somebody, it's like always this big thing. No, it took 100 decisions to get to that decision. Yeah. It took 100 moments. It took 100 yeses. It took 100 no's.
That's the process that I was talking about.
To get there. You know what I mean? And I do think you're right. I think it's a really good addition. And I think it also diminishes the importance of decision day. Because if you knew that it's okay not to always feel okay with your spouse.
Yeah.
That's okay. We all go through it. Hello? And we all get past it. And we have moments where you be like, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
The moment you get past it, let me tell you something. It's so many things that I think about. I was looking at this Instagram post, and I think I sent it to you. And the guy had like 5 questions you could ask your spouse. And one question was, what have you forgiven me for? You know what I mean? And I go back and think about things I've forgiven Joe for that I wouldn't even bring up. Because what's the point? I'm so happy now. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I have forgiven you, but the truth is, it didn't even feel like something that took something from me. It felt more like a part of the growth in our process. Like, we could only get to this space by going through these things. And sometimes you can't, you change any pebble in your timeline and you in a different you change the whole timeline that way. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that. And I think that sometimes Will and Brittany are making things so big when they are actually very, very small. So Will's mother asked a very good question that they were too immature to answer. And that question was, would you do this again?
Yeah.
And Brittany's way of trying to elude having feelings for this man and like to not have any connection with him, she talks about like all the things that they've gone through and everything. Like, instead of just saying, yes, I would do this again. If knowing I'm gonna get him, I would do this again.
Yeah.
It was just such a weird.
It was the same way that they did where they tried to dance around the question when Pastor Kyle said, say something positive about your spouse. They didn't answer that either.
They both doing it. This is not a Brittany issue. They are both doing it. The problem is, and I think my issue with Brittany is that we are still getting to know Will. And I know nothing about Will and how he actually feels about things, but I know everything about how you feel about things. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to think like, you might be ballooning a bit.
She does it a lot. She did it at the dinner.
And I'm with you being needy, right? Being needy is okay.
But to a certain extent. Like the problem is everybody wants to be affirmed by their spouse.
Yes.
It should be, which is fine.
Full stop.
But there has to be there's a spectrum on that. And there is a too much. Like, there's a point where it's like you need too much affirmation.
I need a lot of affirmation.
You don't. You actually don't, though.
Well, I'm that bitch, so. I affirm myself every day. But but in real life.
Wake up, look up in the mirror.
I do. But I do think that it's exhausting him. Go ahead, baby.
It's exhausting if to be with somebody who constantly needs, because sometimes just life is happening in the world. I can't be like also trying to fix a leaky sink, the HVAC need replacing, the water heat need replacing, and the baby girl is sick, but you mad at me because I didn't tell you that I loved you 6 times today. Like we have to life.
I do be mad that you don't tell me you love me enough.
Well,
since we're talking about it.
Did I tell you just now?
No, but you did. No, I don't. No, I don't.
I don't have time to be like, I already got a child. I don't have time to be like,
you don't tell me you love me enough.
You okay? I'm doing that with my girl. I'm doing that with my daughter every day. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You know I love you, right? I literally have to do that with my child.
And you need to do it with your wife.
Like, you know I love you, right? You okay? All right, bye. You know what I mean? We can't do that with adults, too. The problem is it's a lot of Britneys in the world who will leave good relationships because they are not coddled like a baby. You cannot do that.
Is it coddled like a baby?
It's coddling. It is coddling. Some of it is too much because to Will's defense, and I've had an issue with a lot of things that Will has done. But in his defense, it cannot be a 24/7 thing. I shouldn't have to I don't know where I stand with you. Why? Because we haven't talked since 4 hours ago?
Yeah.
About where we stand. Like, some people are like that. Like, it's a thing.
But we don't even know what Will is like in truth because all we know is what Brittany is like.
I know.
And the more I watch this, the more I realize I don't even know if I have a real opinion about Will. Like, I've been giving y'all opinions about Will, but I don't even think I know Will. The reason why I'm able to give more of an opinion on Brittany is because I think and that could be the issue, right? That could be the issue that I don't know more about Will, to be honest, and I'm talking it out to myself or with you. But in real life, I'm thinking like, has he had the opportunity to say what he doesn't like? I haven't heard him say he don't like nothing.
But that because he hasn't had the opportunity to your point, when people balloon in the room, it leaves space for no one else. And Will even said in one of the episodes that just dropped, he said, I feel like I don't want to say anything in a certain way because if I will be critiqued that it wasn't said your way.
For example, they're on a boat, okay? The sun is setting. They have wine and charcuterie boards. Not my words, his, okay? And he tells Brittany, in his way, I love you. And Brittany responds, well, I mean, what kind of love is this? Like, is this a passionate love? Like,
this is what I mean by too much. This is what I mean by the spectrum. It's not enough for a mug to just tell you, like, I think you're amazing and I love you. And they have to say it your way. You need an affirmation so bad that it has to come through the specific keyhole of your way to do everything. That's crazy. And it goes back to what we was talking about how people love you and your stringent rules of how you're allowed to be loved. They
yeah.
can only love you in this one specific way. And if they don't, they're not for you. They're not your person. You're never going to find a person there. Everybody looking for their twin, so I know. But you're never going to actually find the person who thinks, acts, loves, and does everything the way you do. That person doesn't exist.
Yeah. So my thing is this. To your point, Joseph, Brittany is having a hard time just experiencing Will without the confines of her stringent rules, okay? And I think that that's a hard time for Will because he's obviously someone who marches to the beat of his own drum, and here you come with a marching band, okay? No, and he like, hold on, that's not even, it ain't gonna be better than the bands in this bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still got to be who I am, which is why I believe. Okay, so two things. I think he's unserious for saying that he's gonna tell her no on decision day, but I think he's serious about it because he didn't want to embarrass her.
Yeah.
The heads up to me felt serious.
And that felt serious, and it also made me think, like, because I had questions about this part. It made me feel like, is he doing this because he wants to continue dating her? But then he says in the car, before he gets in the car, well, I can't be with somebody who constantly, which we talked about, constantly is critiquing or bashing how I feel. I'm not allowed to have a feeling. I'm not allowed to be human, blah, 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 blah. So part of that made me feel like he's saying, if she were to fix this, we could maybe be together. But today, I can't say that I want to stay married because I don't know or believe that she will actually fix this.
I also believe, and go here with me, Brittany wants Will to act a certain way to perform in front of the cameras. I genuinely believe
like you were saying
if
about
Will
the daughter
was
thing.
What daughter?
You were saying that like she feels the mantle
yes.
as being the one who has who finally got married, and it has to look a certain way. And I think that aesthetically pleasing relationship pressure is tied to that.
And yes, and I think a lot of y'all, social media has ruined a lot of us.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of people are not going to find the person that they want because they're not experiencing the person for them, but for how other people are going to digest them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what Brittany is doing. I think if Brittany went into this and genuinely pretended like I'm just dating a man on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just going to go with him there. I genuinely believe her and Will can make something shake. I think that because he's not affirming her with all these little anecdotes and things like that in the 2 months that they've been together, she is emotionally undone.
Yeah.
And I think that that's hard for someone who was really trying to get in and get to know you because now he's trying to figure out, who is this for?
Right.
Do you really need this?
Right.
Or is it that you need it so you can look like a girl who is madly in love on TV?
Yeah.
And a man is just obsessed with you on TV. Nothing about him doesn't show me that he's into you. I can tell he's into you.
I can tell he's into you too. And I can also tell that he got a little bit of Pat where he's tired of being
Oh, he
critiqued.
got beaten down. He got beat down.
He's a little tired. And you do a little bit of Rhonda. It's a little bit of like, well, you see what you did there?
It's a lot of bit around it. The difference is that as black women, sometimes we have a hard time pointing out black women because black women just been through so much, and we just want black women to be who they are because everybody just dogging us out for being who we are. But as a black woman who wants y'all to do better and really want to be y'all relationship coach, tighten the fuck up. Tighten up, okay? You're incessant. You can't even get to know him because you have ballooned in this room so much. And a lot of y'all talk about being dogged out by men and stuff like that. And a large part of that is because y'all were not getting to know them.
Yeah.
Because red flags is a thing.
Yeah.
And I can't even say Will has his shit. Do not get me wrong.
But Will could be married. After seeing this, you know, they fast-tracked it and all that. But Will could be married.
And black women are so used to producing and needing somebody to affirm the production that when we don't get the least bit of affirmation, and I'm putting myself into that as well, we feel like it's a demerit. Mm-hmm. When it's just that I didn't affirm you in that moment. He has done some things that I have not loved. I want to be clear about that. But do I think that Brittany exacerbates the situation and spins herself out of control? 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I don't even think he has the energy to do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a spinning top. Do I think he does things to start the situation? He has the kindling. Do I think she is gasoline? Yes. And so I think they both contribute to this bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
Is what I'm getting at. And I feel like the problem is when you aren't checking in with your spouse about how they're feeling and how your behaviors may affect them, which I think she kind of does, but I also think she'll do it and then walk that work back by doing it again.
Yes. I agree. Yeah.
I feel like the person starts to feel invisible.
Yeah.
And just like women need to be seen, don't nobody need to be seen more than a man. Mm-hmm. Have y'all met him? Don't nobody on earth need more affirmation than a man. So it's like, come on, you know what I mean? And I think she does that for him, but I also think she's like like she has a stick and she beating him with the answer stick.
Yes, I was about to say the answer stick.
I feel like that's happening. So let's move on because we got bigger fish to fry. Brittany and Will is the small end of the pie, even though he said, I ain't fucking with your ass. We'll get to that on the next episode. Josh and Jalen is fake as hell. And Josh and Jalen is that couple that we all got a couple friends who you go out and you be asking, well, why y'all still together?
No, literally.
But when they around each other, they kissing each other in the mouth at the barbecue. But when y'all go off and the men is with the men and the women is with the women, she crying.
Yeah.
That's Josh and Jalen.
Jalen want to leave Josh. And I think she's wanted to leave Josh ever since the social media thing happened. She never got over it. I think her typical self would have left him then.
Yes.
If she wasn't contractually obligated to film, and we know she's a slave to the production. You know what I mean?
Yes,
she tell
she
her
is.
mama, say yes, massa, film.
When we talk about people who want a Metro PCS commercial,
It's her.
it's Jalen.
Yeah.
And Jalen done told her mama, girl, you about to be the golden bachelorette.
Yeah, that's right. Do what they say. Do what those folks say. You know what I mean? Comport yourself.
And we gonna get to that.
Because what the...
We gonna get there.
Anyway, we know that she's a slave to the production. So she's not going anywhere, even though she does not want to be with Josh anymore. Right?
But she wants Josh to make the decision not to be with her,
Yeah,
which
so
is
she doesn't
weird.
want to look. It's going to mess up her image and her ability to have a Metro PCS ad if she leaves Josh after she claimed to be over this situation and she's not, and she's gaslit him through every other thing and made it about Burning Man.
And now y'all want to gaslight us.
About Burning Man.
Y'all know damn well this conversation wasn't about Burning Man. Okay, so we're going to step back for the slow ones in the back. Okay, and not the spectrums, the slow bus, the little one. Okay, y'all have to understand. Doing things with your spouse is par for the course.
Yes.
This idea that you are going to get with another human and not merge your life and merge your hobbies and figure out what works for you all
Crazy.
is crazy. But do you know how you do that? singles in the back, you do shit you don't like together.
100%.
It has to start there. Otherwise, where do you start singles in the back since you all have the answers?
But they don't, because I'm not changing for nobody and blah, blah, blah. And that's why you 40-something and single. Y'all all say it. A lot of
We're
y'all,
talking about a 27-year-old woman going to Burning Man.
like, what the fuck are y'all talking
They
about?
do it all the time.
But also, we know what the festival is for everybody, for the
Oh, that
for the
was a
90
thing.
people in the comments talking about, well, y'all must be saying this because y'all don't know it. If y'all follow us,
Y'all know we know.
Come on, bro. Like, what's with the silly shit? And I'm only going to excuse the people on TikTok who don't really know, the randoms who don't know who we are.
Because a lot of y'all on YouTube didn't actually say that. Only one person.
It was
did.
like, yeah,
it was really
right,
one or
it
two
was only
people.
one, which read the room.
Not
Also, for the rest of them who are stragglers and strangers, you should know. We know exactly what it is. And we also know that it's not about Burning Man. This whole thing is about y'all coming on these shows, which we railed against. We've been doing this for years now. And y'all come on these shows, and the first thing y'all say is, I'm not changing for anybody. And Joe and Zar forever tell y'all that's the silliest shit you'll ever say.
Beyond.
That's what this is about. It's about you like to do that, I don't like to do it, so you can do it by yourself. It's never
But it wasn't about that. But guess what? That conversation was not about that.
Right.
That conversation was her saying, you like to talk to bitches on the phone and do shit I don't want you to do.
Right.
And now I'm not doing shit you don't want.
Right. It was drawing a line in the sand.
And that's it.
That's all.
And the idea that y'all trying to make it about Burning Man is a part of the problem. The reason why we were speaking to Burning Man was to speak to the fact that in the spectrum of your life with a human, my husband can't go no fucking where on this planet and be off the grid for a day, 8 hours, 3 hours. What the idea about that is so unrealistic and so beyond the bane of what is normal in life. Y'all are fighting to be wrong, and it's weird to me.
But let me tell you why it's not weird to me. Because this is more common than not. And that's why it triggered so many people.
It triggered a lot of
Because the truth of the matter is, before we ever got on this camera and started talking through mics, we met a lot of couples who did a lot of things separately. And they were very okay with that. And to the point where they did more things separately than they did together. So I understand why this was triggering for so many people, because a lot of y'all do not want to be held accountable for the way that you operate your own relationships.
And then you want to say, if you with a woman and she want to do that, you should be with her. You are so immature, Jalen, that you would reduce your entire relationship. You lack so much emotional intelligence. You think that you could talk to a grown man and say, well, if I don't go to festivals and that's the kind of person that you like, then maybe we shouldn't be together.
But that's
Do
just
you know how stupid that sounds? That's y'all tussling in the TikToks.
Oh, that's true. Bizarre. That was her. She's constantly knocking on that door because she's trying to find a way out, because she would never just sit up in front of Dr. Pia and Pastor Kyle's face and say, I actually just don't want to be with him no more because I have a trust issue. And he triggered that trust issue tenfold when he's told me that he was talking to his ex on Instagram. She doesn't want to admit that. So now it's the whole gaslight. Now I've never seen her be so open to leaving because he wants her to go to a festival. They've been talking about this since the show started. And now, in every episode, as she says at least once, well, maybe you should be with somebody who loves going to festivals.
Instead of the experts coming in and sitting down and saying, what is really going on?
Right.
What is really going on?
Because why aren't we asking?
This is not about. All somebody has to say is,
why aren't we asking that question?
This is not about a festival.
So
what is it about?
Y'all
Jalen?
in the comments talking about, well, somebody got unalived at Burning Man.
But as if that's not what we're talking about. If you knew what Burning Man was, you would understand the gravity of your spouse going to this thing alone.
If Burning Man was habitually suicidal Epstein Island, it wouldn't have been going on for 1,000 fucking years, y'all. That's ridiculous.
The problem is that it's not about Burning Man, right? The basis of this conversation is that it's not about Burning Man. Because I can go with y'all. It's a little weird.
But the fact of the matter is that it's growing yeast. Yes. It's not a murder festival. And so when we start getting there and we start playing Whisper Down the Lane, and then we talk
But
about, well,
everybody's
somebody died,
Christian and everything's demonic.
Somebody died at what you call festival, the Young Rapper Ball. They put out a whole documentary on it. Tragedies happen every day, B. So what are we talking about? We can't, because now people add yeast to boister their argument.
Which has,
and it's not even, we already established that it wasn't about Burning Man. Like, we didn't sit up here because we own part of Burning Man, and it helps us.
We're not, but also that, Joe, we're not arguing this as if we have even a dog in the fight.
I don't give a damn if you go to Burning Man or not.
We want you to be successful and want you to understand that when you are in relationship with a partner, that requires you to do things you didn't see yourself doing.
Fact.
I don't even like to say that I wouldn't do, I don't like to do, because that draws too much of a no in the sand. And if you know me, you can't be in relationship with me and tell me no. So, and I feel like people should go into relationship like that. When you're in relationship, everything should be open-ended. Everything should be a conversation. Everything should be like, all right, we could try it once.
But especially,
you know what I mean? Like, y'all knew.
But especially when we talking about a music festival, because at the end of the day, that's what Burning Man is. It is not a death trap.
It's a lifestyle. It's really one of those lifestyle things. But the point of the matter is, she wasn't even looking for a thing that was a medium for him and her.
No,
when this first conversation first came up, she could be adverse to doing these things, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that she thinks so much of herself. She doesn't even see that, okay, maybe we can find something in the middle. Maybe we try it out, or maybe we don't. And we do something like a Coachella.
The problem is,
you're not going to go to no music festivals with your husband.
That's what I'm saying. The problem is that this is not something that we want to do. This is something that your husband wants to do. And this is something that he's wildly passionate about.
He was crying about it, baby.
He was literally crying about it, right? So that means that now it is on you to take it seriously and figure out a way to acquiesce to his needs. That's just the responsibility of a husband and wife. It's not about the festival. It could have been him wanting to go to a fucking dog park.
And
if he's crying about it, he could have been Edmund on the floor. Oh, okay, B, I want to go to a dog park. He could have been acting a fool about it. But if that is so much a part of his life, you as his woman now have to consider it.
For example, Chad is sleeping in the bed with a dog. Do Chad sleep in the bed with a dog?
Right.
No. But he know his spouse and his dog have a special bond.
Yep.
And he's not yet ready to be like, get this motherfucking dog out. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to have the opportunity to experience somebody, give it a little bit, and then speak on a thing.
But the proof is in the pudding, y'all. Talk to any couple who've been together multiple years. None of them will ever tell you that they don't do anything that they don't want to do for their spouse.
Not the ones that like each other.
None of them would tell you that.
Or the idea that y'all would argue that he should go to these things alone, but then argue with us that we don't understand what the festival is.
It's silly, but it's common, babe. It's common. It's common. I know for a fact that more of y'all will literally kick your spouse out the door and say, God bless you, goodbye, then go with them somewhere. I know for a fact that y'all do this because I've been talking to couples, married couples, fiancés, girlfriend and boyfriends for years. And y'all have made it I told y'all my parents did it. I told y'all that last week. I know that this is not the exception. This is the rule, which is why everybody on TikTok was triggered and some comments on threads and some comments here and there. I get it. I understand that y'all are very comfortable just living separate extracurricular activity lives from your spouse. And I'm telling you that no part of it is on the up and up. And
the idea of this, and I'm keeping it 1 million bazillion quadrillion, is why somebody should do a study. This is exactly why Donald Trump is in office right now. Yep. Because too many of us want to do things in a silo by ourselves. It's all about me. It's never about the next person. It's never about how what I do would affect the next person, my household, their household. None of that. I don't care about that. It's all about what I want to do. And I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. That's really how we got here in the world. We don't give a fuck about our man.
And that's how y'all saying.
I mean, our man and the man, the humans walking around.
And that's how y'all saying when y'all arguing about this.
Silly. Y'all want to sit up. Y'all must not know what it is. You came all the way over here
to tell me that it's dust somebody literally said, Zar, We live in the Nevada desert. You came on here and spent your time to type out on your iPhone to tell us that it's dust at Burning Man. Oh, it's dust storms out there, y'all.
Okay. The thing about Josh and Jalen is that it's very performative, and you can't be performative about around a real one like Chad. Chad, first of all, let me take a step back. Josh and Jalen hang out with their friends. They're trying to merge their friend group. His friends ask them a very simple question.
What do y'all do together? But this is why it's only awkward. I'm telling y'all right now. A lot of y'all can't answer this question. This is why y'all was triggered in the comments last week. A lot of y'all cannot answer this question. And I'm telling you right now, I promise you, if you cannot answer this question, you're bound to Drizzle. Period.
Okay, then what do you like to do together?
Everything.
No, be specific.
I am. I like to do everything with my wife. When I go to gigs, when I go to football games, when I go to basketball games, when I like to bring my wife with me. I like to do things with my wife. I like to bring her with me when I go places because this is my friend. She's my wife, but she's also my friend. And I like to experience things with her. We can be, but this is why I don't like the Cheesecake Factory, coffee house, da-da-da. I can take my wife anywhere and have a good time. It could be the most expensive place on earth, and it could be the cheapest place on earth, and we will still have a wonderful time. And that's how I knew I can't live without her. Because I can do anything with her. It matters not. If you only can have a good time with your person at a place that is astronomically high on the expense
or a place
level,
that you want to be at.
period.
You can only have fun with the person that you're with doing something you want to do.
You bang the Drizzle down, bro.
And y'all want to tussle with us in the comments about that? The conversation. Not only that, but you know what I like to do, Joe? I like to get coffee with you. Buzz down, buy us a coffee. I like to get coffee with you, okay?
The link is here.
The link is here. I like experiencing new food places with you. I just really enjoy us being new parents together with my mama because we basically teen parents. My mom is really raising the baby. But in real life, I do really enjoy, to your point, just doing life. And there was a time I would go to Joe gigs. I didn't feel like going. I would just go because Joe gigs so much back in the day. He gigs a lot now, but he was strictly gigging then, right? And Joe would have no bullshit. He probably would have 2 shows on a day. Or we would be going from one place to another. And we in Orange County and we got to go all the way back to the valley. And we're doing this and we're doing that. And I would go. And not because that's something that I want to be doing, living in a car. Changing my outfit in a car. I would go because I know he likes to look over and see me there. It wasn't for me. And it didn't need to be. It didn't need to be.
Because it can't be all about you. And part of it has to be about you wanting to see your spouse in a space that is enjoyable for them.
Yes.
If Zar had to go to a hair, I went to a whole like a hair emporium with her where she had a whole day plan. She was invited by some wig company to go to their warehouse or whatever. I could have easily been, oh, that's your thing, you go.
And that's when we first got back together. That was really, honestly,
like
I was taken aback by you going, to be honest, because I was going to go by myself.
And guess what? I'll do it 1,000 times again because it's enjoyable to see her have a good time.
It wasn't. I didn't try on wigs all day.
1,000%, and I'll do it again. Like it can't be. Why is it that it has to be about you? Or it has to be strictly connected to things that you find enjoyable.
Or make you comfortable.
That's how you do a relationship. You're doing it wrong, bro.
But there is only growth in uncomfortable spaces. See, y'all want to be in relationship with somebody with nothing. We just cool all the time. Nothing makes us uncomfortable. It's good. And we don't have to fight about nothing. And that's just not real life. In real life, you do uncomfortable things to push your whole timeline forward. You do that to push it forward. And Jalen is trying to get out of that piece. And a big part of that was that she was too young to be on this show. She's wildly immature. She's wildly immature.
It's the maturity level.
It's almost hard to watch. It's almost like watching a petulant child.
Yes, that's what it is. Because it's not the age. It's the maturity level.
Yes.
She's not there maturity-wise because if you were sitting in front of 2 professionals that could have helped you talk through this, and instead you buried it and then went ahead with this whole story that now this is now you're just drawing the line in the sand at festivals.
And now you don't even know. You are so hell-bent on not doing something he wants to do. You can't even push yourself out your comfort zone and figure out what y'all want to do together.
Right.
Now you look like a fool at the table with his friends, both of y'all, not knowing what y'all like to do together because y'all at a stalemate about some motherfucking festival.
Are we serious, bro? It's so silly.
When really what it is that I'm not giving you nothing because you gave that bitch something.
Yep.
That's really what this is.
And I'm not letting up on it.
And I'm not letting up. I'm a dog with a bone.
Yeah, and now we're at a stalemate. And that's fucked up because in the beginning, I thought they could really have something.
But now I wonder, so I feel like this wedge is drawn by them. But Chad feels like the wedge is drawn by production.
Well, I think Chad knows something we don't know because he's obviously not allergic to breaking the third wall. However, if I said that right? And he does it for himself. So when he does it for other people, I believe him, right? So I think we all can see that this whole situation with the social media and the festival thing is a rift that is legitimate within their relationship. Whatever is also adding fuel to that fire from production, we can't see. Right. So Chad is speaking. I believe that Chad is speaking to that.
And I believe everything he said.
Every word he said.
And y'all bust in and tell us if y'all believe Chad. I don't give a fuck what Belinda said.
Who am I supposed to believe? Belinda?
And who is drenched in trauma?
Drenched. I mean, it's dripping on the carpet, and she needs to stop.
It's like reverberating out of. It's almost like the poltergeist. It's like trauma. It's like blinking on my screen.
Yes.
I can't even unpack this. Belinda and Chad are having an issue.
No, the truth of the matter is, Chad is having an issue that Belinda is now making her issue.
And making him the issue. So they go to dinner. And Chad speaks to his friend about his frustrations, okay? They talk about hanging out while they're not filming and everything like that and what's going on. And Chad respectfully says in the most respectful tone, I'm kind of done with this shit. I don't feel like it. They want to infringe on my time. I don't like that. And I just want to be with you. Belinda heard him drawing a line in the sand. So let me take another step back. They have a conversation with the producers. Belinda was getting her hair done. Chad had other appointments because he is a working man. Somebody got to get the bacon hoe. And despite the fact that we are on this show, I still live a real life. And I think one of the things they are doing a good job of this season is showing just how filming affects someone's personality.
Yeah.
And we need to see that because oftentimes we're watching Love is Blind, we're watching this, we're watching that, and we're watching people overproduce. Yep. And we forget that people are really going through a journey when doing this.
Yeah.
Not just a love journey, but a personal journey, okay? Chad says, no, y'all sent us a call sheet. The call sheet said this time. You don't then get to create a new time. I have things to do and she has appointments. Belinda says, don't put me in it.
Which was, I mean, wild to me. Wild.
Don't speak for me.
So many of y'all will sit up here and say, I want a man who's going to be a man. I don't want a sassy, you know, I don't want a sassy man. I don't want a sensitive man, right? So when Chad decides to try to protect not only his wife, Big W wife, not only his wife, but also protect her schedule and want somebody else to show her schedule and respect her time the same as his, that's a violation. Only for her to say what is happening to another woman in Jalen and for her to affirm to her that it's a violation. Y'all is the blind leading the blind out here. And that's why I tell y'all stop talking to y'all single friends. It's the blind leading the blind.
When you wanted to talk and get advice from somebody, you called
your
Jalen?
27-year-old daughter, child, 27-year-old child, who then told you, say yes to massa.
Well, I mean, how would he have met you if it wasn't for this show?
Do whatever the show wants you to do.
No. I think
No.
I think he's well within his rights
100%.
to be like, first of all, I'll be clear. Here's a little fourth wall breaking. When we did some filming, we went back and forth about dates 100 times.
Zar, y'all, 100 times.
100. We were on a thread that went on and on and on and on trying to figure out a date that worked for both of us.
1,000%.
Because it can't just work for you. And that's what he's saying. He said, this is where my bread is buttered. This is cool. Chad is not expecting to leave here and get a motherfucking Metro PCS commercial.
And that's why I
and nor
appreciate
does he want it, right?
That's why I appreciate it. Because I appreciate him saying, I'm just tired of this bullshit. Like, I get it. You signed up to film, and as a 54-year-old man, he really doesn't really understand what he's signing up for when he signed up to be on a reality show in the year 2025. I don't expect him to. So the anxiety, the uncomfortableness, like, I get that, right? And I have no problem with him wanting somebody to respect his schedule. You are contractually obligated to film. I'm with y'all on that.
And he with them on that.
And he's with that on that. He's with them on that. But for him to say, if y'all told me that we're filming on Wednesday at 9 a.m.,
and y'all ain't ready at 9 a.m.,
then
that's not
on
a
y'all.
me issue.
And I respect that. Because in any other business, in any other aspect of life, everybody else is saying the same thing.
Because I also, when this is over, you're not going to give me a job.
I got to go back to real life.
So I have to go back to real life. So I got to make sure my real life is maintained.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely correct to do
But also
that.
for my mental health. Y'all like to take mental health days and all that shit today, right? So also for my mental health.
He's obviously struggling.
He's a broken man. We'll talk about that. But also for my mental health. If we think that we have a day off, which when you are filming like this in a consistent way, Monday, Tuesday, it's a lot, right? This is talking from experience. It's a lot. So if you tell me that I have a day off, and then you take that day off, I make appointments, and I'm also mentally prepared to not be filming and not have to be on and do all these things. And then you take that from me, I'm allowed to have an adverse reaction to that and say, no, you told me I had a day off. I have appointments. I made commitments. I'm going to respect my day off the same way I will respect my call time, and you will want me to respect my call time if you set it a week from now and you expect me to be there and show up. It's nothing wrong with that, and there was no reason for Belinda to make Chad the issue.
No reason.
In that statement.
And not only was it no reason, you are creating not a safe space.
Oh, 100%.
This man is visibly, I'm watching it, uncomfortable.
He looks broken.
The way that he spoke about it in such a stern manner, I don't understand how you could be bothered by that. A lot of times, men are just as emotional as women.
Yeah.
How we show emotions may be different. But a lot of times, as women, we can't get outside of ourselves to see that somebody is experiencing something too. It is so clear.
That he's going through something.
It is so clear, and he is making his best efforts to make you understand that this is not a you issue, Belinda.
And he said that verbatim.
This is not about you, baby. Me and you is good, and we ain't gonna allow this shit to fuck us up. She's going to allow it. She's going to allow it.
She's going to allow it.
Because that's weak. That's high-key weak to me.
Yeah.
She's going to allow it. But the reason Belinda is going through what Rhonda is going through, she is making Chad pay for the sins of her past.
Yup.
This really don't got shit to do with Chad.
Yeah.
She's telling her ex-husband no.
Yeah.
She's telling her ex-husband, I don't care. Yeah. She's telling her ex-husband, it's about me. Because the truth of the matter is, in his way of saying happy wife, happy life, Belinda's ex-husband, I'm not sure, but I'm sure. Your ex-husband was letting you do whatever the fuck you wanted to do and not showing up for himself emotionally. He was going and giving emotions to other people and showing up there.
Yes.
So now you don't even know how to deal with a man who got emotions about things. You see it as him trying to fight you, when in truth, he's telling you with words, this ain't got shit to do with you.
You're literally blatantly ignoring it.
And you are blatantly ignoring it. And then you're talking to your child,
which is crazy.
big capital C,
who's a mess herself.
and so desperately wants a Metro PCS commercial. See, the problem is, Belinda, you're under the guise that this 27-year-old child wanted a marriage because she wanted a marriage. Jalen wanted a marriage because she wanted a Metro PCS commercial, and you will not get me up off that box. You will not get me up off that. So now here you are at the big age of 107, taking advice from this 27-year-old baby about how to have a marriage in a Metro PCS commercial when that's not what you and your man want.
When if you was talking to a real friend, they would tell you, you should show up for your husband.
Girl, shut the hell up.
You
couldn't have been my girl. I just got my girlfriend together today. Shout out to Cynthia.
You should affirm your husband's feelings. You should make your husband aware that you have his back. In the same way that if you were having very high level anxiety about filming and about being broken from your routine and about your work schedule and about your work life / film balance, it's the same way that you would want him to rub your back and be there for you in a time of an emotional despair. You should be there for him. That's what a real friend would tell you.
Belinda did not want a man because she wanted partnership. She wanted a man as an ornament.
Yeah.
It is very clear to me, and that's why I'm like, why did we pick Belinda? We only picked Belinda for the shtick of the mother-daughter thing.
Which I told y'all was weird when it happened.
Because the truth of the matter is, looking at it holistically, hindsight being 2020, she's comfortable where she is.
Oh, yeah.
She's almost made the loneliness her man.
Yes.
This dog, that's the problem with these dogs. Y'all be having emotional relationships with them. There is no reason in the world why something with 4 feet walking on the ground should be laying up in your mammy tat bed. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Or coming between
it's disgusting.
Or coming between you and your spouse.
And an actual human?
Yeah.
You would allow, mind you, neither one of y'all small people.
At all. Where's the dog?
What, y'all got a California king?
How about that? But he's also forced to now go from a house, and they in Texas, so I'm assuming it's a pretty large house. He seems like he's well off to do. To a apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom apartment. That's an adjustment in itself. I'm talking to my dad every day. He pissed about being in the condo. My dad just moved from a house to a condo, and he seemed like he's trying to adjust every day, which it is adjustment. He was there for 11 years, and now he's literally in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's an adjustment, and to voice frustration about that cannot cause a rift between you and your spouse, and that's not sustainable.
And you've lived in a world, Belinda, where a man told you happy wife, happy life, but he truly didn't give a fuck if you was happy.
Oh, 100%.
And now you are turning around and doing the same thing to Shad.
Yep.
You don't give a damn if he happy or not, because if you did, the dog would have never been in the bed.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Imagine you get a man. I get sleeping with an animal when you ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
But how do y'all get it on and the dog is in the bed?
Yeah.
Y'all nasty like that?
Right.
How is intimacy even created, and it's a whole other entity here?
Yeah.
Put the dog outside and shut the motherfucking door. Y'all out here want to fight about it, die about it. You trying to figure out why he don't want to be in the bed with you. It's a dog in the bed.
Literally.
They didn't give y'all a king-size bed. That's another thing. What we're not talking about is the logistics of this.
Yeah.
They didn't give y'all a king-size bed in this apartment. We know that. We've seen the beds. And part of that makes sense to me. So now it's supposed to be you at 200 and some odd pounds, him at 200 and some odd pounds, and a 100-pound dog in the bed. Let's keep it a band. Are we being for real? And then you would turn around and make this that man issue? You act like you don't understand what the fuck he's talking about?
Y'all, I come home almost twice a week and bitch about the world to my wife. And if I couldn't do that, I don't know how we would do life.
This is why men are shooting things up.
Literally.
Because they don't have anybody to come and have a safe place to land for them.
1,000%. If my wife made my issue with everybody else in the world our issue, we wouldn't be sitting here today. I got an issue with the world every other day. Which most people who work and do life in the world do.
And we don't have cameras in our face.
I had to get on the bus. I hate the bus. I hate my boss. I hate my coworker. I hate this. Everybody hates something. These two brilliant women made a whole podcast out of it. And it's wonderful. I'm blank. I can't believe because I love the podcast.
Okay, y'all try to figure out from the context clues what podcast Joe is talking about. But and bust down is y'all put it.
They literally start every episode off with the title of the thing, and it's basically like, here's what I'm tired of today, right? And I think the podcast blew up. Genuinely, it blew up and it got so big because it was so relatable. Every episode, they're just bitching about regular life.
Yeah, like I'm tired of when people don't put their carts back at the grocery store.
Now,
It's really getting annoying.
Imagine that I can't just talk to my person. I do life with this person.
Yeah.
I can't bitch about life to them.
But
Who I'm supposed to say it to? That can be expensive if I'm doing it to my therapist every day.
And y'all going through this process and you are perfectly fine with these cameras being in your face?
Come on, bro.
Like nothing
Come
about
on,
this
bro.
is not invasive to you, and you don't have any empathy. Her ex-husband used up so much of her empathy, Joe. She can't even find a way to give him a morsel of it. Because the truth of it, all it will require is some empathy to sit with somebody and they say, the camera's being here is just stressing me out, whoop-de-whoop. You don't have to be experiencing it to understand exactly what he's talking
exactly
about.
what he's talking about. You're going through it too. We went through one day, me and Zar together, went through one full day of filming, and y'all know I'm not a morning person. It was early crack as hell in the morning until late in the afternoon. You think I'm gonna have an attitude with her if she tell me I'm tired and my feet hurt? That's basically what Belinda is doing. Well, don't include me in that.
Imagine
Comport
a man, because what you think is that he's scapegoating you and using you as an excuse when he's saying we are an excuse enough. As a unit, we will not put up with this. And don't speak for me?
But not
Have y'all ever had a man?
But not only that, to gaslight Chad in the way of trying to make it like productions don't produce is wild to me.
Ooh, that burnt me down to the ground.
If you don't have to have done this, gone through this process, been on reality TV to know that they produce conflict. You do not have to have been on reality TV to know that that is legitimate.
And
So
for him to say that, I thought that was like, oh, they must really be doing it. And I was even surprised they kept it in.
And then you
because I don't know if I would have told on myself that way.
And then you would sit in front of this man's face like he's saying the sky is purple. That was corny as shit to me. We all know that they do that.
Or take a step back. As if you're so used to being alone in your marriage, you can't even quantify or even understand that two people could be in marriage and have two different perspectives of the marriage.
Yeah.
The idea that Josh could be chatting with Chad
and telling him some other shit is it's crazy to me. It's crazy because Chad can be a lot of things, but one thing that he's never come across. Now I don't claim that I've never met the man, right? The one thing he's never come across is a liar or fraudulent and fake.
he don't even seem like he got to do it.
He don't even seem like
For
he got the
what?
bone.
He
in his
know he
body.
get pussy. He done got married 4 times.
We can see him talking to the producer.
He get bitches. We can see him talking to the producer.
He literally is talking to the producer on camera like, I don't want to do that. Why?
So
now he's a liar?
Now we know he don't have no room, like he don't have no space to lie, right? The idea, first of all, and we see him in other footage, telling Pat, I'm really tired of this filming shit, whatever the case may be. Y'all want us to believe that these men get around each other. They break them up, sequester them from the women so they can have these chats and do this and do that. That they don't text each other and tell them small details about their relationship.
And everybody saying the same thing? There's no way, bro.
Furthermore, even if we pulled on our heartstrings that Josh doesn't even have a real father figure.
Right.
And Chad is now this man who's married to his wife.
Right.
And they're going through the same process. They're bound to connect.
Right.
I think that would be the point. No? That's why they picked a mother and daughter duo.
And Chad can't bitch to his wife. So he's doing it to somebody. He can't
bitch the production because they ain't listening.
And they ain't not listening. So you trying to convince me that he didn't have a bitching session with Josh, and Josh didn't say, I'm actually tired of this bitch.
And I feel, no, Josh said,
There's no way.
Josh said something to the effect, we wouldn't even be talking about this if they didn't keep bringing it up. They keep talking about the Burning Man shit. They keep putting this out there. Me and her really only had this issue, and that's literally what he said.
He told him something. He told him something,
and Belinda, you saying, well, I don't believe that to be true because they would tell me. Who the fuck are you?
Literally.
Who the fuck are you?
Literally.
She's a mad weirdo to me, y'all. And in truth, she's not weird. She has trauma. Let me take that back. She's not weird. She's experienced so much trauma. She is in freeze mode, like Dr. Pia said. And in truth, you be tricking yourself out your own spot.
Yeah.
Brittany, doing all this silly shit.
Yeah.
You got a man who is literally telling you you are not the problem. This man got more experience in marriage. He's been married 100 times.
Literally.
You was married one time to a man who was screwing and doing and dipping and doing and getting out on you.
Yeah.
So you was really in a marriage by yourself, raising the motherfucking kids, and you won't get me to believe otherwise.
Right. Do he know he was married?
And then you want to turn around and say, well, my bubble is nice. I don't want to mess up my bubble. This why y'all be single.
Yeah. Your bubble is alone.
You right. Keep that. And Dr. Pierce should have said, okay.
Yeah.
Then you keep doing that and see how it work out for you.
Right. Right.
Because if your bubble was all that nice, you wouldn't have had to come on and get married at first sight, ho.
100%.
If the bubble was as nice as you saying, why you bring that bubble over here for us to clean it up and paint and do all those things around there and bring somebody up in that bitch? Stop it. Stop it. And this is the prime example. This is a real world example why you cannot talk to people who are not on the same level as you about your relationships. I believe you could chat about your relationships with some people.
Yeah.
But I believe this is exactly why. Because Jalen gave that answer from a space of not liking her spouse right fucking now.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
And you will not get me to believe otherwise.
I'm not about to split
I'm not fucking with him.
I'm not about to split with my wife in the face of any production. My wife? Oh, no. Side with the production. Are you are you crazy?
You let a teenager tell you that?
Like, what?
Are you kidding me?
That is crazy to me.
Weird as fuck. Weird as fuck. But she weird. They sit down with Dr. Pia. First of all, they have a conversation on the phone with Dr. Pia, which to me went nowhere. I don't think phone conversations with your therapist is really good because 90% of communication is physical. So I have to see you talk about things to understand. It's the same way when somebody texts a joke and you don't get the fucking joke and now y'all arguing just because you didn't understand that they were saying a joke. It's that same thing, right? They have to see you talk about things because Belinda making all these faces. You right, because I don't understand why it's like that. Oh, this silly ass.
Her neck, her eye, the whole thing. It was like so distasteful.
Bring in the next group. Bring in the next group. Get him out of here. Where's Sandman with the thing? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Give him his fifth wife. I'm tired of her.
Yeah.
I'm tired of her. And the reason why I'm tired is not because I was just bigging you up, Belinda, for how you got with Jalen. And now I'm seeing that you is a Jalen.
Yeah.
Y'all got me out here caping for white men. That's why I'm tired. White men got enough capes.
1,000%.
They don't need me to do it too. It's really exhausting to watch y'all because what y'all are also doing is creating a narrative for the next generation of women not to get men who are emotionally available.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about that. The fact that Dr. Pia didn't address Chad's physical reaction.
Yes.
Bothered me.
But I'm not gonna lie, I said this to you when we was watching it. Like Dr. Pia fell for it last week with Pat and Rhonda. I just
she did check what you come now.
Who?
Belinda.
A little bit,
yeah,
but like you said, a lot of times the elephant in the room is a bigger issue, and the fact that Chad looked like he was physically about to crack like an egg, and it was not at all addressed. He was shaking. He was red.
Did y'all see he was breaking out of hives?
He was literally red.
Do we not speak to that?
And you was in the room. It was palpable. I wasn't in the room. So
it was
in
palpable.
The room, it had to be palpable. The production, the AD and the mic guy had to feel it in the room. So how you are sitting in front of them and then you don't address that, that's frustrating to see. Especially because we already know he's being gaslit.
And I felt like y'all gaslit him, Dr. Pia, about the conversation about production.
Yes.
I don't think there was enough emphasis about how hard this process is because you have cameras in your face.
But it's not even the cameras in it. I'm going to tell y'all a quick true story. I was on a reality show called The Job, and it was a competition for a job in the entertainment industry. This is when I was super green, one of my first years in LA. I was sequestered, and I mean real sequestered, like no phone, no contact. I had to literally call my parents before they took us away and tell them I'm going off the grid. And then there was only a brief moment in time once we got to the finale of the show where they gave us our phones back to even communicate with our loved ones to tell them, hey, we still here, still alive. Now, I love my family. I'm not even as close to my family or my parents as my wife is. My wife talks before my mom lived down the hall from us. They talked every day, all day on the phone. Now imagine that's your relationship with your mother, father, whoever. And now you're on the show. And now you're really sequestered. And I wasn't on that show they're on the show for 8 weeks. I wasn't on that show for 8 weeks. It was only a couple weeks. Imagine that's your relationship. You don't think that there's an emotional toll with somebody who has such a connection with their parent that they talk every day, multiple times a day, that now they cannot talk to at all. On top of being tired of filming a crazy schedule.
Working,
on top of working. Now I was confined to a hotel room. So that was a different
work.
But that was a different level of anxiety and loneliness. Right? I can't talk to anybody, not my sister, not my mom. I can't talk to anybody. I can't leave my room. If I had to leave my room, I had to call an assistant that was assigned to me to take me to a bathroom or take me somewhere else. Right? So even that was just a different level of seclusion. If you think that doesn't take a toll or have an effect on somebody's well-being, you're crazy. It's not even about what you're going through when you're filming. That show was tough because of everything that I went through off camera. It was the craziest experience I've ever been through in my life. So for Belinda to sit in his face and to be so numb to understanding how he could be going through so many things because the process is so intense, and we talking about the process that you don't see, is so distasteful to me. It was really ugly behavior. It was really ugly.
It was really
that's
ugly
your
behavior.
spouse. That was ugly.
It was. I completely agree, Daddy. I completely agree. I feel like it's just a trauma response. And I think we spoke to Belinda's issue and not enough to Chad's. And I think that somebody has to speak about these unnatural relationships y'all have with your pets. And how when we brought this person in, it was really for you to create companionship a different way. And yes, that is your dog is your companion, but now you both have to fall in love with this animal. You know what I mean? And also, if he's not okay with the dog sleeping in the bed, why should the dog be sleeping in the bed?
Right.
He felt blindsided by a lot of the things that she was saying. Even for her to bring up his drinking. See, that's what white women do. And she's not even white. She whatever she is. But that's what they
It's Karen
do.
behavior.
It's Karen behavior. Oh, he wants to drink a whiskey at night. And that's how he winds down. And I wind down.
That was nasty work, too.
That was nasty work.
That was nasty work.
We're talking about a grown ass 54-year-old man who work all damn day. Do y'all know a grown ass 54-year-old man who ain't having some whiskey at the night?
I'm about to give me something right now, and I'm not 54.
Are you kidding me? And then you would try to weaponize that in these moments, and what you really,
publicly. That made it even worse because you tried to like low key out him as an alcoholic.
and you don't think we picked that up?
Yeah, that was weird.
Ugly behavior, and Chad should say no.
Say
Next,
no, Chad.
say no, Chad. Another person who should say no is Pat.
Say no, Pat.
Not only should say Pat should say no to Rhonda. Pat need to leave that bitch and his friend. Fuck his friend.
Your friend.
That ain't a friend.
Your friend is not your friend, Pat. You shouldn't say no. You should say hell no, and then you should call your friend and say delete my number.
You don't even know this bitch. First things first, and y'all excuse my language, or don't. Or don't. But you don't even know this bitch, okay? And then you gonna sit up in front of my face and this bitch face, and then be like, "Yeah, you do need to do that. Cut the shit."
Like, are you trying to date Rhonda too? What is going on here? That was dumb, Pat. That was stupid behavior. You do know that, right? Pat is about to cry. What's with y'all trying to break these men?
Pat is 50. We talking about a 60-year-old man. You're gonna sit in the face of a 60-year-old man and tell him?
It was like, wow, that was the weirdest friend conversation couples moment that I've probably seen on this show. That was weird. And it was also hard to watch because it was like a Pat bashing session between his own friend
Pat
and his
is not
wife.
the problem.
It's not. You can't convince me that. I don't care what
And Pat is not being himself because he has no room to be himself. He has no room.
He's not allowed to.
He's not allowed. And
His
he's
wife-
apparently not allowed around his friend either.
I know. And if he is, his wife literally will stop the moment and correct him. Stop being yourself, Pat.
Then she has this dramatic walk-off outburst thing.
Talk about ballooning in a room, Rhonda.
You know how when everybody's going to go to therapy about their parents, right? We all do. She has ruined some children. I'm not sure, but I'm sure. Rhonda is and will forever be the problem.
Facts.
There is not a thing that at this point Pat could do outside of knocking her between the dishwasher
have to be
and the island. That's the only thing.
Bobby and Whitney ass, like,
It has to be domestic
It
in
would
order
have
for
to
me
be.
to actually feel like, oh, here's the problem.
yeah.
That man does not show up as himself because nobody cares who he is.
Literally.
Adrian. That's the friend name.
Terrible.
Nobody cares who he is. So we're watching him constantly be corrected. The problem is that when he was showing up as himself, he was constantly being course corrected.
Yeah.
So now he's just like, I'll wait for you to make the move. I'll just be
But
what you
also,
be.
the constant critique of their conversation is wild because all he is doing, there are various styles of communication. And some people are commonality communicators, right? You talk to them and the way that they keep the conversation moving is they try to find something common, right? Okay, so, I went to school in New York and I had a great time out there.
Mind you, he don't know her.
Right. He doesn't know her. And this is how a lot of these conversations go with people who
We don't know.
comment. Right. I went to school in New York, had a great time out there, was out there for 7 years. Oh, that's amazing. I went to school in New Jersey, really close by. I was out there for 4 years.
I went to New York once. Have you ever been to?
Now, in that moment, that happens all the time, every day, in an elevator, in a mall, and like somebody did that to me just a week ago. In a conversation with Rhonda, it's immediately critiqued. You see what you did there? I told you I went to school in New York, and then all you had to say was that you went to school in New Jersey. You didn't ask me more about New York. This is crazy, y'all.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
they don't know each other.
And it's not
he's
even
trying
about
to
Pat.
it's not even about Pat. He's trying to keep the conversations going. He's trying to find common denominators between themselves, and that's how you keep the conversation going, because he does not know you, and at this point, he doesn't know what to do with his hands. So he doesn't know whether he should add to the conversation.
I know what he should do with his hands. I'm kidding, y'all. I would never advocate for that. I'm kidding. It was a joke. I know somebody's going to be like, domestic violence is not a joke. I know, girl. We all been knocked upside our head. My bad. I'm just saying that we are seeing this man wither away. Are we not experiencing the same thing?
It's like not okay. It's not fun to watch.
And
Y'all
the
beating this
producers,
man down.
this woman, she runs away and starts like, was she crying or
Yeah,
something?
she went and cried in the bathroom.
I don't even believe a thing.
Because Adrian immediately got it. I can't believe he immediately got it. And I'm just so fed up that Pat is a fucking idiot. What?
Did you feel like they had the energy?
Who?
Her and Adrian?
It had to be something. Why are you beating this man down? You're trying to gain her affinity, her affection. Why? What is this performative, this smack a dog in the face shit that your friend is doing? That was weird as hell to me.
And I don't even believe y'all conversation was going that way before she got there.
No, it wasn't. He wouldn't have done that if she wasn't there. That's what was weird about it. He would have just listened to Pat and been like, oh, he wouldn't have told Pat he was stupid, do better, like straighten up and fly right. All of that weird ass aggressive energy. He wouldn't have done that if she wasn't there.
Straighten up and fly right? How are you friends with this man and not looking at him being a shell of himself?
Yeah.
I don't even know Pat.
He was about to cry at the table, and you over here like, you're an idiot, Pat. What are you doing, bro?
As if that's a way to get a husband to act right.
Right. You know that was stupid, right? It's just, and then Pat is already beating himself. Unlike Chad, Pat is already beating himself up about this. He's not actually like pushing back. So he's told that he's a bad person and to do better. And then he gets in his confessional. He's like, maybe I'm a bad person that needs to do better.
Pat can't even ask for help at the supermarket.
Literally.
Pat can't even ask for help at the supermarket.
It turns into an argument in his household.
Are you kidding me? Y'all wouldn't believe how many times. Y'all see us do it here. I will just stop Joe mid-conversation and talk about something else.
It's not.
And then expect him to hold. Look, I just did it. And then expect him to hold my spot.
It's regular. It is very regular.
Can you imagine if we argued about that every time? Because he didn't feel seen, which maybe there's something there, but like maybe there's some there, but like what are we talking about? You are insane. Rhonda is for real the problem.
And her son,
she couldn't.
Her son told us that.
He told us.
So this is not something that now we conjured up on our own. We had evidence of it in the beginning,
and we couldn't understand. Well, I
and
knew
we couldn't understand it
when she came out with the red dress. When she came out with the red dress, I'm gonna be honest. I thought, oh, this is cute. But then I thought, ooh, she want a lot of attention.
Well, that part too. But then the son gave us a window into who she is, and that was the warning sign. All this is affirmation.
He's healed, y'all, or he's on his healing journey.
Yeah, all this is affirmation of stuff that the son, I believe, would have probably laid out for us if we sat down and interviewed him.
In all these years, the last marriage you had was what she said, 18 months, and that was when her children were young. Why haven't you been married again? Now, that we need to know. And I'm averse to those kind of questions because somebody asked, what do we feel about people asking stuff like that? I'm actually averse to those kind of questions. But now that we're here, Pat need to be asking that shit.
100%.
He needs to be asking that shit. Because she is... So y'all ever... I always say there's a population of men who don't like women. They just like sleeping with women. So then they get in a relationship and dog women out. That's Rhonda. Rhonda don't like men. Rhonda does not like men. Rhonda sees men as utility and a sounding board and only for what she can get out of it.
Yeah.
He can't even be himself. It's okay to be your...
That was so yucky and performative. I hate it when she did that.
It frightened me.
It was scary, but...
It frightened me.
Y'all like to get on here and call everybody these big words and diagnose people. This is what you should be
I'm
talking
frightened
about. Talk about a narcissistic ass. That shit was weird as hell.
I cannot stand it. I think that word is overused.
It's so overused.
However, I think this might be what it looks like.
1,000%. That shit.
He is a nub.
Yes. It was so weird.
And let me tell y'all something. I am a part of the club who believes in being a man's headache. Do not get it fucked up. This
is getting hard to watch.
I didn't say be cancer to the man.
Yeah.
I said be a headache. You know what I mean? Like, what is this?
This is beginning increasingly hard to watch because y'all can't even be high together. I never didn't like to see two people loving on each other high. He was feeling the vibes in the trees on mushrooms, talking about a song, and you started an argument with him in the middle of your trip together.
Yo, one time can I tell this story?
Well, I don't know what you're going to tell. So,
one time me and Joe was tripping so hard.
First of all, that is the beginning of a good story every time.
We were literally having a conversation, and somebody's ass cheeks was like hitting him on the side. I'm like having a serious conversation. And the bitch ass was like...
No, literally.
In his face. And we did not stop our conversation not once because we were respecting our vibe.
1,000%.
We wasn't going to disrespect our vibe about no ass. Are you kidding me?
I've never had an argument high. I don't know what that's like. On shrooms? How are you finding things to argue about?
Look, we just assuming they be on shrooms.
No, I do. Because I'm like, assuming. I know what shrooms look like, and it looks like Pat and Rhonda when they was hugging trees.
Pat talking about, I'm listening to the song too, but that ain't what I got from it. And she was like, what do you mean? That's not what you got from it. It can only be how I feel.
But y'all can't talk. Because literally, I've had a conversation like that with Zar or with just friends. Like we got a real good friend. I'm not gonna put his name
No,
out there,
don't do
right?
it.
But we got a real good friend, and he's a
Connoisseur?
Yes, you know the ones that we got. He hooked it up.
Yeah.
He don't even live here. I had a conversation with him, and it was like that. Everything we said was completely opposite of the other, right? Like he could have been. Obviously, I don't remember the conversation.
He's like, it's up, and you're like, no, but it's down.
Yes.
And he's like, it's red. He's like, but it's really blue.
You know what that tree is telling me? It's telling me that we need to respect our ancestors and give more to the universe. And I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, that's not what it's saying. I'm gonna tell you what it's saying. It's saying that we need to dig deeper into our roots and our family ties. The conversation went like this for an hour. It could have, Pat and Rhonda would have been screaming at each other.
No,
I can't just give you a different perspective. That's a part of everyday conversation.
But the largest issue here is that these women is disrespecting the vibe.
That's facts.
And if I could tell you something about being in a relationship with your person is don't you ever let somebody come in and disrespect your vibe. If y'all make your vibe precedent and say that ain't nobody gonna move us, I don't give a damn how they feeling, I don't give a damn what they going through. It's me and you, and it's always me and you, and how we feeling, y'all be on the up and up.
1,000%. And I'm gonna tell you this: some people are vibe setters, and you have to know when they have the gift of that, right? Me and Zar are vibe setters. But Pat, not Pat,
God,
Chad,
take
Chad for example. Chad is coming home. Chad is trying to create a happy hour in his house. Chad is a vibe setter. If Chad sit down and open a bottle of Crown Peach and pour himself a glass, you take your ass and sit next to him and pour you a bottle of Crown Vanilla, and the vibes will probably
She
be
not used to being
immaculate.
desired.
That's a whole nother.
You're not used to being desired. Because if you was desired, you'd be so full on that. You'd be like, oh, let me go in here and be around my man.
1,000%. You said he coming home.
You need to be affirmed that way because you're not used to that feeling.
But you said he coming home and sitting on the couch and having himself a drink, not going out to the strip club. He's in the living room. Why do you have such a disconnect?
As if y'all don't got Dow Baby furniture. Again,
Right.
You a big and he's a big. Y'all two bigs on a love seat.
I'm going to tell you how I know Chad is a vibe setter. He always cooking. He always cracking jokes. He always drinking. If you've ever met one of these people, they are the vibe.
Yes. The moral of the story is Rhonda couldn't even be around her granddaughters without traumatizing them, talking about some grown people shit with Pat.
Literally.
And that's how y'all know she the motherfucking problem. Okay? I done cursed a lot on this, and I really do apologize for everybody who's offended. But I'm grown. And I'm raising a human, and this is my first time, and I'm a teenager. Okay, and I'm trying. And I feel like watching these people, I am so tired of women. And furthermore, I'm cursing because ladies, y'all are actually the problem. I'm not even conflating it. Y'all are like, because sometimes I do that, and I'm going to give y'all that. I could be honest about myself. Together. Y'all are actually the problem here. And the men, we can't even get to know men. We can't even experience these men as viewers on the TV because it's all about y'all. And part of me love it. And the other part of me know that it's not going to work out for you. And that makes me sad. That makes me sad. So if I'm any of these men but Derek, because he going to be a daddy and he got to be locked in with that hoe, I would say no on decision day.
Yeah.
None of this is worth salvaging.
Yeah.
Josh going to stay with Jalen though because he needy.
Yes. And he's going to comport himself and twist himself into a pretzel to fit her will. Because now he is desperate and he does not want her to leave. So now he's lying to himself, telling him, I don't care. You don't ever have to come to anything that I like to do.
And the truth,
and that's going to catch up to him because no one lives like that.
And also what we got to be, I know we already talked about them, but what we got to be worried about with people, y'all, is people who make mountains out of molehills. Mm-hmm. It's hard to be in a relationship with people who small things are very big. Mm-hmm. It's very hard because you're going to deal with a lot of small things. A lot of about doing life with people, it's not big arguments. Yeah. It's small shit that they be doing that be getting on your motherfucking nerves. So can you imagine if everything is a mountain?
Yeah.
What is this, Everest? When do we get down?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you know how many motherfuckers have died walking up that bitch?
Yeah.
That's what y'all make in relationships, and that's sad. It's sad to see, and that's what we're seeing here with these people. It's married to Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And it's really exhausting to me. I gotta feed my mom, I gotta feed my baby, I gotta feed my man. Okay? Mama got a lot to do. But before we do, I wanted to kind of highlight, sometimes I go into the comments and Joe goes into the comments and we kind of see some things that stand out
I
to
don't go
us.
into the comments no more, y'all.
Why you don't go into the comments no more?
Because Zar knows, I actually talked to her about this today. I have a way to handle some of my flaws, you know what I mean? And they are pretty rigid, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it or I'm not doing it, you know what I mean?
He is rigid.
And I used to, and if I'm tussling in the comments, I'm no holds bar. And then Zar be like, oh, you went too hard.
Yes, I do.
So now I'm like,
Yes,
I just let Zar handle that, you know what I mean? And I will respond here. Because then I also don't have time to, I'm going to say something, y'all going to say something back, and then I'm not going to let you have the last word. Why the fuck would I do that? So now I'm coming back, and I don't have time.
Why he want to
work too
fight
much,
with his
and I'm
cousin?
a daddy now. I don't have time to, like, tussle with people in the comments. So I really don't be paying attention. But I will, but when she brings me to light, I'll remember, and then I'll respond here. Like, I'm going to say something to that on camera.
So there were two that kind of stood out for me. Words said Joe is correct about dating. It is not fun. The last person I dated, we went on some really nice, fun, simple dates. Some of the best dates I've been on. He kept talking about how if this works out, quotes, will you be down to move to another state or do this or that? He kept asking me about my thoughts on huge topics, like we were already in a relationship. Our third date, I finally told him, I haven't thought about it because we don't know if this will lead to a relationship. We are getting to know each other right now. I told him I appreciate him being upfront with his plans, but we don't know if we even want to be in a relationship with each other as of yet. I don't know that I like you and I want to continue getting to know you. That was my last date with that man. He canceled the fourth date and I never heard from him again. What would you say to E-words?
But I just want to first say, this is exactly what I was talking about. And when we're talking about, when we make comments about stuff like that, it's not because we are experiencing them. If it's a lie, y'all told it. You understand what I'm saying? We talk to singles all the time, single family members, people that we don't know that we know that's single. Like, and this is the consensus. Y'all are too serious, too fast. Everything is a fucking job interview, or you're the complete opposite, very unserious. They can say and do anything with you. You accept it. The bar is in hell. It's like no middle. It's like no middle ground. And this is me and Zar was just talking about this in the car because we had a family member do this. Like we was having y'all was talking about all that on day one. Like, get to know each other. We was talking about how even on this show, the conversation with the older couples was very different.
Yes.
They was just talking about, you know, what kind of food do you like? Movies, TV shows. Life is a big, big canvas. How is it that we only talk about what you do for work? That's it? That's all? Humans are so complex. We all can agree that humans are such complex beings. But when y'all meet a person and y'all are on a first date with them, the only thing y'all can seem to think about is how much money they make, what they do between the hours of 9 and 5.
But I think I want to speak to E-words and speak about how do you feel about a man deciding after she makes a statement that we don't even know where this is going kind of thing. What do you think that says about him in this dating, exchange?
I just think y'all are trying to expedite the process.
Okay.
That's what we was
That's what
talking
I
about in the car the other day. You're trying to expedite the process.
Me and Joe really be talking like this outside of here, y'all.
100%. This is not for YouTube.
No.
We just happen to do this
for
on
YouTube.
But it's like, but you're trying to expedite the process and you cannot skip steps in life. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter your tax bracket, what your community is like, what your family is like. It doesn't matter. You will never, ever, ever beat Father Time. You'll never usurp the process, no matter what it is. We have a 5-month-year-old, right?
5-month-year-old? 5 months?
Yes, she's 5 months, right? We're never going to, have the power to just transition her into being a 1-year-old. It doesn't matter. We just going to go through, life is just going to make us go through the lumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we sleeping a little longer, but we was never going to speed past waking up every 2 hours. It just wasn't going to happen. A lot of y'all try to do that in dating. It's like, if I ask him every question in the book right now, I can expedite. You're not going to do it. You're not. And you're not going to know this person because y'all had a deep conversation about taxes and babies on date one. It's never going to happen. You have to slow down. Slow down.
And I think, to your point, E-words, I think you made a very valid point by saying, like, no, I want us to slow down. And,
yes, you was right.
But let me say this. I think him deciding that he doesn't want to date you is him seeing that he can't manipulate the situation anymore. Because a lot of times what men like to do is dangle love and commitment above a woman's head, knowing good and goddamn well they're not going to give you none of that. Do that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
That happens a lot, okay? So the idea that it's evil twin meet evil twin, oh no, I'm here for a good time. It could be a long time, but right now it's a good time. That upsets the apple cart, okay? Because I need women who are more committed to my process and what I got going on so that I can manipulate the situation. Because if that wasn't the case, y'all would still be dating.
But I do think that both men and women alike do this thing where they try to...
The biological clock thing?
Yes.
It's like ticking.
Yes. That is not...
it's not.
That's not
exclusive to women.
Exclusive to women.
Yeah.
And I think he was doing that. You know what I mean? I know plenty of women who do it, and I just think that culturally we talk about more women doing it, but men do it too. And I think he was just doing that. I think he was just thinking, if I asked you all of these big, hard-hitting topics, what's your how much did you make last year? Give me your social security number. I want to see your bank accounts. All of that is going to make us closer. This is love is blind. And then once we get out the pies, we know each other. Because you know how they say, oh, well,
I know everything about you.
Because we talk for 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's not going, you talking to a motherfucker 10 hours a day for 7 days is not going to bring you any closer to the process that you have to get to actually know someone.
But I think that's a part of the problem, right? Like, people want you to fit into their timeline and not your collaborated, connected, partnered timeline. And that's why I be trying to talk to y'all about these milestones. Yes. Your milestone and their milestone might be on two different multiverses. Yeah. Okay, but we so busy trying to merge, y'all acting like Doctor Strange out this bitch. We can't be doing all of that. Low key? You know what I mean? Like, what we really got to do is
she said low key, not
low key.
Because I know somebody was going to miss that. Somebody was definitely going to miss that.
That was good.
And it was too good to be.
But I did. I meant low.
And it was great. But somebody was going to miss that. And I didn't want them to miss that.
But in real life, I feel like, a lot of times we are so hell-bent on our timeline that we don't even allow somebody to come and kind of join us there. We just 100%. Going to create it and curate it, and you got to get in where you fit in. And the truth of the matter is, baby, you're the master of your own destiny. Can't nobody come in and shake you and rattle whatever it is you got going on. Everything should feel good to you during this time. You're dating. It should be fun. It should be light. It should be exciting.
But you got to also go through the process, y'all. Like, trust the process. Like, shout out to the Sixers. You have to trust the process. Just I see it a lot in older singles. Oh, I don't have time. It sucks for you. You cannot. It's like they said. We've had a tremendous year of all types of like really seismic drama that's happened in our life between 2024 and 2025, right? And the one thing that I learned was that grief is patient, and that stuck with me. Like, I'm not going to out-process grief. I'm just going to work to death. Oh, I'm just going to be outside to death. Or I'm just going to... No, grief is patient.
You was outside there for a minute, Chad.
And grief is patient.
I was having a hard time keeping up. He was outside, y'all. He thought he could drink it away like Solange. All right?
Love that song. But also, grief is patient. And that's the part of the process of life. You're never going... It's just going to have to take its toll. Dating is the same way. You know what I mean? I get it. You're 40. You don't got time. We get it. You're going to have to...
Nobody said you're 40.
When you meet that man... Huh?
I was saying nobody said you're 40 E-words. I don't know how old she is.
Oh, no, not you.
But in general, for the conversation.
Because she didn't do this. It was the guy. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I'm speaking to everybody who don't got time because they at a big age, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. You still have to get to know this person, because also you want that just to be a safety net for you. You don't want to marry a motherfucker who you really don't know. You really don't.
Well,
that's not what you want to do.
Do y'all even want to be in love?
That's what I'm saying.
I think a part of the good time that you're talking about is that you want it to feel good, be good, and be deep and good and deep. good in love, good in you know what I mean, just ascending into this beautiful cosmic space that is just you and that person. And I think so many times we don't even have the imagination to build a world that is you and somebody else,
Right.
because we are so self-centered
But
as humans.
Not only that, you rob yourself of the joy of the maturation process, right?
Oh, yeah.
When I look at my daughter now, I get so like fuzzy inside because I remember when she was this big.
Yes.
And now she hurts my arm sometimes, right? And I only feel that way because I was a part of the process every step
Or
of the
when
way.
she was just a thought.
Or when she was a peanut in a picture.
Yes.
Right?
Wow, now I'm going to get worked up.
But you only get worked up because you are a part of the process. Wow. So you have a true appreciation of where she is now and from where she started from, right? Me and Zar's relationship is only me and Zar's relationship because of the process that we went through.
Yeah.
Right? So
I was apologizing about shit today, y'all. I was.
So you want to be able to have the respect of that process of your relationship, because that is what watching the plant grow is what makes it so satisfying when you see this giant tree outside, right? That's the whole part that brings you together, the inside jokes, all of that comes from the process.
Yes.
It doesn't come from, we sat down in a coffee shop, we got to know everything about each other in 24 hours and now we're married. It don't work like that.
And
it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't work like that.
Don't be sitting down in coffee shops either.
It could be a coffee shop. It could be STK. It doesn't matter where you are. You have to get to know this person, and you have to go through the process. And so I just want y'all to slow down. Whoever that man was, I hope he's watching. Slow down, brother. You have to slow down because you might have missed one. Slow down.
Our second one, thank you, baby. This was my favorite one because I thought it was really sweet and really loving. Nellie Barrett, okay, 7. She says, it's my first year at my new boyfriend's family dinner, okay, for Thanksgiving. I asked everybody what their Thanksgiving plans are. Y'all bust down, let us know what you cooking. She says, wish me luck, fam. I'm a bit nervous, but it can't be worse than these couples. Talking about everybody on Married at First Sight who ain't doing nothing, okay? But what's protocol? Do I ask what to bring or just make my specialty dessert and bring it? What do you think, Joe?
First of all, I love that y'all asking us these questions.
I love it!
And I think it's very intelligent for you to figure out what the protocol is. You know what I mean? But also be yourself. Like, you don't want to be completely outside of the box. But if you do desserts, I don't give a damn if Auntie Annie and Grandpapa, everybody do they desserts that been here since 1994. I don't care.
You bring that bussin' ass a banana pudding.
Exactly. If that's what you do, then bring what you do. I'm glad you asked so you have the knowledge of it. But do what you do. If you make some bomb ass banana pudding, bring banana pudding.
I agree, and I would lean on him. If there's something special that they want bought, like a bottle or something like that, lean on him to bring that.
Yeah.
You bring that bussin' banana pudding. You put that on them, okay?
Right.
I think that's what you do. If you a specialty dessert girl, you are blessing them with that.
Yeah, because the thing that causes people to trip up the most is trying to fit in the boxes that they don't belong. You gotta go and
don't make the greens.
Yourself. Yeah,
don't make.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. And I like that. And I like that that's fun and lighthearted. And I also like that you're thinking about how you can contribute to his community as well. I think that's really dope, and that says a lot about you. So I hope you have and enjoy your Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving, I'm not making a thing. My mother is here. Okay? I might make some macaroni and cheese. Might.
You will make some because we're not eating nobody else macaroni and cheese.
Moving on. Joe's always telling me what to do. If y'all are new here, don't be alarmed by Joe telling me what to do. That literally is what he do. He wakes up in the morning, he has a list of things he wants me to do. So if you love to hear, do us a favor, buy us a coffee, show us a little love. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. Please send us all your little details. We love spotlighting y'all and talking to y'all through the video. So anything, any comments, anything y'all want to ask us about or check us about, make sure you say, hey, ho, put this on the next episode. And I will. Okay? Thank y'all so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor, my beautiful husband, Joseph. This is the Mimi Chat and Comments Couch. Thank you for joining us. Bye.